Okay, this is a video inspection over here on Clark Trail. This roof has been replaced recently, I would say within the last 3 or 4 or 5 years, after the major hailstorm that came through here. So we're not seeing any hail damage on this roof. So what I wanted to do is go over a video inspection of the roof. There's a few spots on the roof that need attention. This area right here, you can see where the granules, they're gone off of this shingle here. You have a little deterioration in the ridge right here. There's a cut on the ridge shingle there. Not really a big deal. Okay, on the front part here, this is the flashing. Now, this flashing has to have caulking on it. You can see where one of the nail heads came up a little bit. Okay, so water comes down this way, will hit the nail head, seep into the house through this part right here. So I'm going to recommend re-caulking this area here. And you can see, you know, just right here, there's a seam that needs to be caulked. Not a big deal. Okay, so this nail head right here, it has some caulking on it, you know, before. So one thing the roof needs is just to touch up on some caulking. Okay, the rest of the ridge though, there was mention of deterioration. You know, this is just normal wear on the top part of the roof here. The only problem that I saw with the ridge was down there at the bottom. So you've got a few little spots right here where it's starting to just lose some granules. It's not really a big deal though. Moving right along, all the shingles are in place on this roof. There's no shingles missing. Didn't see any lifted shingles. There's a few spots on the roof though. Let's see if we can find this one area. Okay, so you have an exposed nail head right here. So you can do one of two things. Put in a new shingle or just put some caulking on that. So like these shingles up here, they're exposed, but they do have some caulking. Again, I'm going to recommend to do a touch-up maintenance caulking, and that's going to be needed on all the vents. It looks like when they installed the roof, they did use some caulking, but they didn't really cut it good enough. These nail heads right here, again, that's metal nails to metal flashing on the whirlybird here. Okay, and so you can see right here where the caulking is cracked a little bit. Again, not a big deal. The rest of the roof's in pretty good condition. Okay, so the only trouble that I saw with this roof, other than the caulking and a few ridge shingles that were missing, you have a tree, or I guess it's 1 or 2 trees that are brushing up against the house here. Roof. So these limbs have got to be trimmed back, which I'll tell you why. I'll show you a little bit closer what it does to the shingles. It's actually gouging the shingles here, and there's a close-up view right there of what it's doing to the shingles. So just cut these limbs back. This eave here has been affected by the tree. Again, a little touch-up caulking here. Whirlybirds are spinning, so there's no problem with that. But again, you get onto this other side. This is the front part of the house. So you've got, again, deterioration of these shingles that are on the edge. So this is where your water gets in right here. This is your drip edge. And the shingles, they'll overhang this a little bit, and it's just it's been hit by the tree. So that's about it on the roof. I don't see any other problems. We're gonna take a look over here at this siding, which will go back to the other side as well. But okay, on this siding here, this fiberboard that they used back in the 80s, 90s, you can do one or two things on this. You can put a trim board that goes across right here, and we'll see that on the other side of the house here, the way they did it. And also a trim board that goes up and along the side here, you know, just following this here. And then caulk it, seal it, and paint it. So on this other side over here, so they put the trim board in, and you can see right here, they just didn't paint the top side of the board. So the top side of that board soaked up moisture and deteriorated. And then you're going to need some caulking along the edges there. I mean, I'm not a siding expert, primarily focused on the roof, but I'm just kind of pointing out some stuff on the siding, giving you guys some ideas. Not sure if we'll be able to get video of the siding on this other side over here, but we'll see if we can. Okay, so you can see back there in the back, they actually painted the top side of that board, got it caulked in the right way. This one here is deteriorating a little bit because they didn't paint the top side of the board. Down there at the bottom though, you do have some deteriorated siding that would probably need to be replaced. So anyways, just pointing that out. But as far as the roof goes, the shingles need to be replaced from this point down at the bottom all the way up to the top. A starter shingle installed, which is the shingle that goes on the edge of the roof, and then down the slope here. And then a touch up with caulking, and maybe replace a few of the red shingles in the front. And well, there's one other shingle right here. The fiberglass is showing. Probably put a new shingle in there. Anyways, it's in good condition.